obituary.
Hold on.
Can I?
Yeah.
You're gonna go right into it?
Yeah.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode. Nothing, something, everything in between. With Aron Ski. Hello.
No last name?
No last name. You're formerly known as Aaron Love, now you're Aron Ski.
Aron Ski. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So.
And as you may notice, whoever watching, we have begun dealing in diamonds. So if you'd like one.
I'm on 47.5 Street.
It's
right
like,
off 47th Street.
yeah, it's like Harry Potter.
Half. Yeah. 9 3/4. Yeah.
There is a 6.5 Avenue though.
Is there?
Wow.
Oh.
6.5? No. I think it's 6.5 Avenue.
Got me thinking.
11.5 Street, one of them. Anyway,
Interesting.
how's the world been since you've been alive?
Darker.
Darker.
I'll be honest with you. I picked up a newspaper a couple of days ago, and it's been dark world. But we're gonna hit that.
We're gonna hit that later.
As promised, I was supposed to do a 5-minute segment of stand-up comedy, and I thought to myself, it's gonna be a little bit difficult because there's no real audience that I can feel out. Some
Right.
people, they see the audience. There's no more white people, they make white jokes. There's black people, they stick to the white jokes, and I just don't have an audience to really.
We got one camera. We got two camera. We got the rabbi thing up there. We got me.
Flag.
We got Fun Freddy. We got this weird guy. We got that guy.
Okay.
There's
So
an audience.
I don't really have material to bring up.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say.
And you got the gnome.
Prop him up a little bit. There you go, just to make me feel better.
There you go.
So I couldn't really think of any material like stand-up comedians do.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do is just tell you about the things that occurred to me in my life, and if you find it funny, if the people find it funny, then so be it. But in me, personally, I didn't have material. I just wanna level the playing field here.
Just imagine this is a tomato.
Okay. Oh, Jeebus. How hard is that tomato?
It's
okay.
pretty tough.
As I know, Richard has a dreidel.
That I didn't make out of clay. It's sharp plastic.
It's actually for the wrong holiday. We have the Passover. That's when Jesus passed over Moses' house.
And said, "You shall not pass."
Something like that.
Yeah, right.
That wasn't part of my material. Okay.
Well, it should have been because it was hilarious.
Well,
I'm dying inside of laughter. Ha 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 ha.
So I'll just jump right into it. We haven't podcasted since last week. I'll just tell you. I would like to tell you about my week.
It better be fun.
It's not funny.
Okay.
This is real life.
Okay.
Okay, Richard.
Okay.
This is fucking real life. I want you to get serious.
Whoa, you can't curse.
Why? Passover didn't start yet.
Passover.
Didn't start yet. We have fucking jewelry out.
Exactly.
So,
On sale. 2 for
Thank you.
$50.
Now, Richard,
1 for 30.
what phone do you have?
I have a phone that is made in China by little Asian people.
Okay, and why don't you leave the jokes to the professionals? Neither myself nor you. What phone do you have?
It's a fruit.
It's an iPhone. Okay. Yes. I have an Android.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if you have this problem with iPhone. I've never used one. But the Android has a charging problem.
Okay.
So I go through a charger every 2 or 3 months. Because I don't go to the Apple store, the Android store. If they have one, I don't buy a new charger. I just go to the deli up the block from my job. I don't know, is that like bullying or not?
Yeah, you're stealing chargers.
Okay, is that like a $250,000 finance?
Yes.
No, okay.
Yes.
Anyway.
You're gonna get the FCC contacting you tomorrow.
Anyway. So there's this deli up the block from my job. Every time my charger breaks, I go up there and they give me another charger for $7.
Mm-hmm.
This time I go there, my favorite Indian guy with the little crowbar mustaches wasn't there. I guess his son was working there. I guess he's new to the business, whatever. So
Wait, hold on one second. Why did you automatically assume it's his son? It's racist.
Why is that racist?
Cause.
It's probably a family business.
Why is it a family business?
I detected it from his mustache.
What if he's from Cambodia?
That's racist.
Why is that racist?
Why is that racist? I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, the son is what I'm deeming him.
Okay.
The son, I asked him, I said, do you have a charger for, this phone? And he's like, oh, it's Android. I'm like, yeah. Now, he has a thick accent. I'm not going to do it because that's racist.
No, you have to do it.
No, I don't want to do it.
No,
it's bad.
Well.
It's very bad. Son, we have one. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not fucking doing it.
Why not?
It's racist.
You started, you gotta finish.
No, I can't.
Don't worry,
it's
keep
bad.
text on listening.
Good job. No. So yeah. So he tells me, yes, I have it. It's $10. I'm like, whoa. This is crazy.
Trying to win one over you.
So this is strike one. So this guy's like, It's $10. $3 increase from his father. Son of a bitch.
30%.
Okay, I can do math too.
Yeah.
So I take the charger, I go into my car, and I drive back to my job, plug it in, it's not working. So I go back there, I'm like saying, look, I've been gone for 20 minutes, the charger's not working. He's like, oh, that's so weird. So he plugs it in himself, and he realizes it's not working. Then he says, why don't you take another charger? This one's in a package. So the original one was not in a package, this was in a package. I take the one off the package. Now, meanwhile, his old-ass fucking uncle, for sure it's his uncle is working there, and he's telling him in his language, basically for me to get the one in the package. Like, he's really pushing the product in the package. So I go over there, I take the charger.
Is this a deli across the street from Cunningham?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I like how you pinpointed that. And I look at the package, it's fucking ripped on top. And it's it's coming apart. Yeah. So you can tell somebody fucked this package. Okay. Not open it, fucked it.
Okay.
And I take it, and he's like, is it good? I'm like, look, the packaging is open, but I'll take it. If you're telling me it's gonna work, I'll take it. He goes, yeah, don't worry, it's gonna work, it's gonna work. I said, okay, so I go home, I go back to my job, I plug it in. What do you think happens?
Doesn't work.
Doesn't fucking work. But before I left the store, he goes, let me try it here, so we'll check. So he tried it at the store, and it made that sound that it's charging. But obviously I didn't wait long enough to check it. So I go back to the store, and it's not charging, so I go back to the deli. And I tell the guy, listen, the charger is not working. He goes, how come? He even looks at his uncle. How come? Now, I know the story has been going for so long and you're waiting for the punchline, but there's no fucking punchline. So I go, it's just not working. So he starts telling his uncle in their language, I don't know what it is, of the charger not working. And they don't seem to comprehend that it's not working. Then finally he looks at me and goes, sir, do you have the package? I said, no, I threw it out because, it was in bad shape and, you kind of told me that it was going to work. He's like, you were gone. Once we sell it to you, whatever happens, happens. I said, yes, but I was only gone for an hour, and that's because I had to do deliveries. I would have came back right away. He goes, sir, when you buy something, there's no guarantee it's going to work. Once you take it, that's it. And I looked at this guy, I said, why would I buy anything if there's no guarantee it's going to fucking work?
You should have asked them, do you buy shoes? Do
no,
they work?
I simply took the lighter that he said. I said, look, I lit it. It works. So if I smoked, I would buy it because it works. So why the fuck would I buy? No, I didn't curse. I didn't raise my voice because I know how these Indian people fucking get.
Whoa.
No, I'll tell you this because I had trouble. No, let me tell you something. Anytime I deal with an Indian clerk, I get the buzzer. You know how in what is it, Jeopardy or something? You get the buzzer if you ran out of time or something. Yeah. I get the buzzer. Oh, I'm calling the cops. If I raise my voice, if I start cursing, they're calling the cops.
The police.
Yes, that's right. So I don't fuck with that shit. I don't raise my voice. I don't curse. Just tell the guy, look, I don't know how you run this business, but if I buy something, there needs to be a guarantee. Like if I take Starburst right now, there needs to be a guarantee that they're fucking sweet and that there's more than one color of orange. The guy's arguing with me for 20 minutes that he cannot return this for me. What would you do in this position? Let me choose an audience member.
Hey, I wouldn't be in this position.
Why not?
Because
you would go to Apple. Okay, sir.
Exactly.
So anyway.
I don't buy shit like that from places like that. No offense to places like that.
Racism.
You just don't buy things like that.
Yo, there. I've been going there for years and it's been fine.
Hold on. Think about it this way. You just said it yourself. You've been going there for years. Yes.
Under the father's regime.
To keep buying chargers.
Yes.
If you just bought a real charger from the real Samsung store or whatever, you would not have this problem.
I go into...
It's like if a person keeps buying these secondhand Apple chargers, yeah, your phone's not going to charge properly.
Yeah, but they're $40 a charger. Fuck that.
How much do you think you spent over the course of you buying those damn chargers? And how much money do you think you lost by not going on deliveries or spending your hour there?
Not enough.
There you go.
Did it on my
it's way over $40.
Anyway, sir. The microphone is near my lips. So anyway, I'm arguing with this guy about guarantees, and I'm trying to explain to him what this is. And this guy's starting to turn red. He's a tan man, so if he turns red, it's noticeable. Because I'm not screaming at him, I'm kind of laying down the law with him. And his uncle, in his language, laying down the law. So he has got two people in an L shape laying down the law, and he's just there taking it. And he's like, what do you want me to do? He's asking me, what do you want me to do? I honestly wanted to get my $10 back, but I really needed a charge. I said, look, I've been on 7% the entire day. Entire work day. I work 11 hours. So look, I'm not trying to make money off of you, if that's what you're trying to think. I don't know what your uncle's telling you. But what I need, I even said your uncle. I'm sure that's his uncle, because his uncle would not talk to me directly. I guess I was like in the Indian caste system. I was like the untouchable. He wouldn't talk to me. And I just told him, I said, look, let me take one of these chargers that are just laying out here. They probably don't work. Let me just take it, and this will be the last time I come here. Surprisingly enough, I took it and it worked. And that was the end of my story.
You're a miserable man.
That is the life I live.
You're
that
a miserable
even
man.
When I get a charger,
all of your problems can be alleviated just by using something inside of your head called the brain.
How about you eat fucking shit?
It's called Amazon Prime, and you order it.
This would be the time when I get heckled off stage.
Exactly.
People would hit me for being the way I am.
Yeah.
Stop. I got another story to tell you. This was all
if it's as boring as this one.
This wasn't boring. This was
I'm
not
going to fall asleep.
This was not boring.
Okay.
This is true life. I told you, I'm not doing my segments here. I'm just telling you the shit that happens in my life.
Let me ask you something. If this is boring, you see this? I don't think you can see this at home. This little pin needle thing. I will stab my eyes out and wear these as earrings for my eyes.
I don't want to see that.
See that? That's what it's going to look like.
First off, when you do stand-up comedy, you need to have high energy.
2 for $100. $50
I am
each.
3 for 75. Listen.
3 for 85.
When you do stand-up comedy, you need high energy. I'm tired. I just worked an 11-hour shift with dumbasses. 11. It's like when they say M-N-L-O-P in the alphabet, lemon. That's
lemon?
The same shit.
Alright, let's save your story for later.
No, I'm not done.
What else do you got over there?
I'm not... Get the fuck away from here. I'm making my joke. You will laugh, damn it.
I'm not laughing.
So, how about the mix? Just orange and blue.
Get the fuck off the stage, man.
Fuck you. This is when I get into a fight with one of the peoples. Fucking, I'm saving this.
You know what? You remind me of.
I didn't eat dinner.
You remind me of the drunk uncle that nobody wants at the dinner party, but shows up unannounced.
I mean,
and then tries to
the drunk uncle.
And then tries to talk to everybody and become their friend. He's like, Uncle Fred, please leave me alone. Shut up, kid. You're gonna sit here and listen to my stories.
And take your pants off.
Okay, you keep that.
You didn't have those type of uncles? No. Okay, me neither. Guys, representing Uncle Bob, thanks. Okay, enough with the funny business.
Don't hurt the merchandise.
Why? We're still gonna sell it. You fucking laid it out like a...
Elbow off the merchandise.
That's racist. Alright, so I was reading the newspaper the other day, and what I like... No.
Elbow off the merchandise. You're gonna feel the wrath of 1,000,000 blazing suns from somebody. Not me. Not me.
I'm putting my mate's face on the merchandise. Alright, so I was reading the newspaper the other day, and you know why I don't read the newspaper? I'll read it maybe once a month.
Mm-hmm.
It's so fucking depressing. We need Woody Packs now more than ever.
No.
Plug. 2018, summer 2018, Woody Packs coming back.
I think Woody the Packs is more depressing than the newspaper.
Stop! Don't you ever talk about his
Look at him! He's becoming an alcoholic.
I'm not Woody Packs! This is fucking hard!
He's becoming an alcoholic.
This is Aron ski. Stop! So, this is what I got from the newspaper. I picked out 2 stories that I want to talk to you guys about. Just because I was trying to find something positive and then something negative. Finding something negative, you just fucking close your eyes, you put your hand inside, you pick out something. And then I chose something that was really positive. So I'm gonna let you choose which you want to hit on. I'm letting you choose. You want to hit the positive or the negative first? They're 2
Let's go negative, and then we'll finish positive.
Okay. Fucking babysitters. Milton Narvaez. I don't want to butcher his name, even though I kind of did. Milton Narvaez. I know a while ago everybody was talking about Larry Nassar. You remember that fucker?
Yeah.
May he burn in hell and get gang fucked in the asshole in prison. So this sick babysitter basically molested and raped kids. And I'm talking about young kids, like
100 years for sicko babysitter.
Yeah, that's the headline.
Kids. Wow.
100 years. Well, he was given a lifetime in prison. So this guy Milton basically was a babysitter, and he was in charge of 2 kids that were left alone. Now, I just want to express, when you're a babysitter, or anything to do with children, camp counselor, a teacher, you're in charge of the future. These children are pure souls that are in your hands. You have a huge responsibility. You sick pile of fuck. This guy Milton, I hope he burns in fucking hell. I hope what they do to him in prison is
Man, this
horrendous.
is why I didn't want to become a lawyer.
What?
While pushing for a 10-year sentence, his lawyers said Narvaez was molested by his father. That's no fucking excuse.
Okay, well, I was getting to that, but I wanted to hit a different approach. A lot of these people that what they do to kids, they blame it on their upbringing. Now, I can't really attest to that just because, you know, if that was done to you as a child, you don't know what that does to you mentally. But I do agree that if something negative happens to you, you should never portray to others. Like, you shouldn't spread the negativity. Try to find peace and serenity in yourself and try to wrestle those demons, but do not put that on others. Like, he just ruined 2 other kids' lives.
Yeah, but that I mean, you're talking about people who are actually, like, strong-willed and...
No, not strong-willed, man. Not strong-willed. You shouldn't... Okay, you...
What I'm trying to say is that a person who's come to that realization of, like, man, my life was terrible, I don't want somebody else's life to be terrible, is a person who's actually self-actualized. They've seen what happened to them, they're like, okay, I've accepted it, I've come to terms with it, I'm not bitter, and I'm not resentful, and I don't want this to be happening to somebody else. Most people, I'm not going to say most people, but certain people in those kind of situations don't come to that realization, so they want to pass their pain on to other people. A lot of people.
Well, I don't like that. And I'm sure everyone else doesn't too. I just think that, well, A, you're right. They shouldn't use it as an excuse. It should not be, oh, because it was done to me, I can do it to someone else. B, I think it's a very negative quality to have, to think, you know what, my life sucks, I shouldn't do it. I should just give up and be negative. You know, there's a lot of traumatic things that happen to people, like people being raped, and having their limbs cut off, or, you know, born disfigured, or, you know, having a disadvantage at life. You know, there's a lot of it. And it's difficult. I can't really voice my opinion to everything. Like, a woman that has been raped or a man that's been raped, oh my God, just to think of what they've been through in life. To overcome that and then still be a normal person, that's difficult, you know? But I think you're something very low if you took out your anger or resentment towards the world on children.
Yeah.
And he's a babysitter. This is something you're supposed to entrust. So...
I wonder how he got that job.
What do you mean? Why not?
I mean, he must have been vouched by somebody, right?
Well, yeah. Let's say you're just a regular babysitter, right? And then you get a couple of gigs. It's word of mouth. You get a good job. And boom.
Yeah, but, like, I'm not trying to be funny, but how did he decide to start raping?
What do you mean?
Why did he start, like, why, like, you know what I'm trying to... It doesn't say, was this his first babysitting job? You know what I'm trying to say?
I don't know exactly what it was. I don't know exactly how it came about. I wish you're right, they should actually explain more about his life. Was it his first offense? Yeah. What kind of bothers me about this is, look at this cutout.
Yeah, that's
the cutout from the newspaper.
But that's what I'm trying to say. Like, they don't include in the story, like, his... Not that you know his backstory, need to know his backstory, but, like, if it was his first job, I understand. But if it was, like, his 5th or 6th family, what led him to do this child specifically?
Well, even if... It kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense that he got the job. Listen, you work hard. Your wife works hard. Dude, you can scan that paper. It's not there. It's not going to explain. Yeah, he's a young guy. He's 26, I think.
36.
36, still young. Yo, this paper that they printed it on is not enough to wipe my ass with.
It's newspaper paper.
No, but I don't know. I'm saying, like, I feel like these stories, they kind of should... In a way, they should explore more into it, but in another way, like...
If it bleeds, it leads. That's the newspaper motto. If it bleeds, it leads.
What do you mean?
War, terror, all that shit. They need headlines to sell newspapers. It's a business.
Did you open a newspaper recently? No. Sports is humongous. Macy's is humongous. Anything with Trump became
the front page is always something that people want to buy.
That's why I bought this page, because it leads me to the positive. It's because of this front page, but I'll get to that. With this being said, guys, if you are getting, you know, a babysitter, please install nanny cams secretly and fucking watch them.
Nanny cams, there's babysitting, but on the other spectrum. I was reading an article about a nursing home facility. This old man who was about 80 in his 80s.
I watched the Facebook video.
I didn't watch the video. I can't watch stuff like that. But this nurse was tending to this guy. Tending is a bad word, but she was beating him and depriving him of water and food,
Wait, didn't we talk about this last week?
Did we?
Yeah,
No,
yeah, we did. On Facebook, 2 nurses were beating him.
No, it's a different story. And the guy, his son came and found out.
He put a clock.
Yeah, he put it in a camera. We didn't talk about this.
Okay,
so
then
maybe,
I probably
were like thinking about it. Yeah. Yeah. So the son of this guy came and he saw his father was like bruised up and like ill and whatever, and he installed a
camera in his
spy camera. Yeah, in the clock.
Yeah.
And they caught the woman.
Like red-handed. No, it was a woman. It was 2 women. And what's crazy is they're having a trial that's supposed to be in June. I'm following this story because I need to see how it ends. The camera shows very clearly that she lifts him, throws him on the bed, and she like screams in his face. She starts screaming in his face. He was denied water, and they claim that he fell 11 times in 3 months. That's fucking insane. Wow, it's brutal. It's fucking brutal. But that's what's happening. I'm glad he did this. Everybody should do this more often because the children and elderly people, they really can't fend for themselves as much, and we should be really watching them. That guy Larry Nassar, a lot of people found out about him. I don't want to toot our own horn, but we said it on the podcast way before it was like broadcast like that.
Yeah,
seriously,
I don't think people got it from us.
No, I'm not saying he got it from us, but like my boss was telling me about it now. But how many weeks ago were we talking about it? I'm just saying we got to the story a little bit sooner.
Maybe, I don't know.
Check the dates. Check the fucking
I'll check the dates.
Check the fucking dates. I've been having that. It tells me news like every 3 seconds.
Do you have Citizen?
No.
Citizen's cool. Citizen is an app that shows you the crime in your location real time.
Oh yeah, I heard of that. I didn't want to look that up.
So cool. But yeah, I was watching an interesting documentary the other day on the LA riots.
Mm-hmm.
You heard about the LA riots in 1992?
No.
It's one of the craziest riots in American history. Basically, in 1992, 4 or 5 white cops beat an unarmed black man, Rodney King, in Los Angeles. And this is in 92, so they thought nobody videotaped it. But a man who lived right across the street from where the beating was happening videotaped the entire incident. And they had him tased, and they were just beating the shit out of him with batons and everything for no reason. I think he was released from prison and he was on a probation, and they pulled him over for a traffic violation. And they pulled him out of the car, they arrested him, I think. I don't even remember seeing him arrested. And they just started beating him because he was resisting arrest.
Did he die?
No, he's still alive. But they broke his orbital bone, he had some kind of gash in his stomach, whatever. It's terrible. And a couple of months after that, a 15-year-old black girl was killed by a Korean store clerk. Because there's a big Korean population in LA, it's a Koreatown. And the girl was trying to pay for an orange juice, and the Korean lady, I don't think she spoke English well, thought she was trying to steal it. And the girl left orange juice and was going to walk away, and the Korean woman shot her in the back of the head, killed her instantly.
She left the juice?
Yeah, she was walking away, and she shot her right in the back of the head, she dropped dead. So these two things happened within a couple of months of each other, and like LA is on edge. So the first trial is the Korean woman's trial, and the jury finds her guilty of manslaughter. That's a recommended sentence of 16 years in prison.
Holy fuck.
The judge drops all charges and gives her just probation because her reasoning was that I know when I see a killer and she's not a killer. It was just a simple it was a mistake, and I recommend probation, or I'm giving her probation and like community service, some bullshit ass fuck. So she goes scot-free. People are going crazy.
No way, dude. Not scot-free.
Scot-free. Watch the documentary.
Not 1 year in prison?
Nothing. Wow. Probation. Then after that is the 4 cops or 5 cops trial. So now the city's on edge, you know? This is 92. 92. All 4 cops scot-free. None of them gets charged. Even with videotape evidence.
Shows their job?
Nothing. The entire city rioting, burning buildings down.
Holy fuck.
In South Central LA, there are people, like black people, waiting for white people to come out of cars and beating them. Koreans on
regular white people or cops?
Anybody. Koreans on, like, because then there was like black against Koreans, and like, it was going crazy in LA. You gotta watch the documentary. It's called LA 92 on Netflix.
I'm gonna check that out.
And So the cops, at one point, the cops and firefighters were told not even to go into these places because it was too dangerous. So in the documentary, it shows Koreans arming themselves. They had rifles and handguns, and anybody coming up because they were looting. They were going into stores, breaking things, stealing stuff, and setting it on fire. So the Koreans would stake out on top of their businesses and just start shooting anybody that came near.
Yeah.
Crazy shit. LA, 1992.
How did it come down?
The governor brought in the National Guard and like a entire SWAT force, and they implemented a curfew. Anybody caught after that curfew, anybody caught from dusk till dawn. If you're caught in the curfew, if you're not EMS or if you don't have a permit to be out in that time, you're going straight to jail. And
I gotta watch that documentary.
Amazing documentary. I mean, I've heard of LA riots and the Rodney King beatings, but I never actually seen the footage of what was going on. It was insane.
You can't reverse it. You can't reverse it.
What?
Once a decision is made.
I don't remember. They didn't talk about if they appealed it or whatever, but in the documentary, it just talked about that she got probation and that's it, and the cops got off. But yeah, all in all, I think 36 people died. 1,000-something people went to jail.
Holy fuck.
Another like 2,000-3,000 got injured, and buildings burned to a crisp. Just one after the other burned. LA was burning on fire. It's insane. I think they even killed a firefighter because he was responding. They were responding to a business that was burning down, and he got shot somehow.
That's fucked up.
And then they started sending out cops with the firefighters. Everywhere they got dispatched, they had to send cops with them.
That's fucking
crazy shit.
I'm actually glad you brought up firemen, because they are the finest in this country. Boom. Ready? Let's hear it.
Oh, what do you got? Oh,
now,
nice.
The reason I bought this newspaper was because on the front page was this hero. Now I want you guys to memorize this name. Back the fuck up.
Use it?
No, I will tell you that you will not read it. You will be told.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Davidson. Michael Davidson. Do you know what this guy was doing?
Is this the fire that passed away recently? He had the 3 kids?
Yeah,
4 kids?
That's what I'm doing. Maybe we just
heard about it.
Yes. So Michael Davidson was playing in the snow with his kids, and then he got a call for a fire. Now this really caught my attention. It was an Edward Norton set that caught on fire.
In Harlem.
Yeah, and he responded. Imagine playing with your kids and then you just go. He died in the fire. Very sad. What makes it more insane is he has been cited for 4 other times saving someone's life. Like 4 other times in his life. He was 5 years away from retirement, and he ran in there. That's someone's name. Like, I wish we had a wall up here. I forgot what we had up here. What do we have? We had a portrait or something, right? I feel like we should put up like a billboard and put heroes' names on it. We could have called the Wall of Heroes. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna save this paper. We'll talk after the podcast. Michael Davidson, man.
Why didn't they have his picture?
I did, but I only cut out a slip of it. It was like 2 or 3 pages. Why? People can't hear it.
You gotta have the picture. I read about this. It's crazy.
Michael Davidson, man. Like, I know we have a tendency to remember negative people that have negative impacts on society, but this guy is a straight-up hero. And I believe a lot of firemen, even police officers, well, not the 4 that you mentioned, beating that guy, but in general, there are a ton of heroic people, and
that movie's
sad.
Getting scrapped.
What movie?
That Edward Norton. That's lawsuit, freaking insurance, whatever.
The point is that I want to bring this up is we have real heroes living amongst us, and we need to give them recognition. Starting with this guy, Michael Davidson. From this podcast, I'm going to save this paper. From now on, anytime we read anything or we hear about anything, I want us to really give voice to it, and I want us to have a wall of these heroes.
Goes to show also that any day could be your last, so enjoy every single moment.
Yeah, you're
5 years away. 5 years away from retirement.
Well, that's what I calculated. He was in the service 15 years. What they were for 20 years, right?
No, then he might not have been 5 years away.
But still,
yeah.
You're playing with your kids in the snow. You know, like they were building a snowman. There was a picture of a snowman. I got it right here. He was building with his kids. For those of you that can see it on the camera.
A snowman, but not a picture of him.
What? I fucking cut out the passage. Fuck you, man.
You should have had the picture.
Point is, I read it anyway. But this what actually caught me, because this was the first time, maybe I haven't paid attention to
Daily News.
Yeah, that I saw on the cover a hero. You know, sometimes you see things about Trump. Look, I don't support everything Trump says. That's why I don't pick up a newspaper. It has his fucking face on it. If I see a hero's face on it, I pick that shit up. pick that shit right up. And I think we should be giving more voice to these heroes. You know, a lot of negative shit is going on. Look, I just read to you about a fucking sick babysitter.
Not only that,
you know?
This guy.
What?
Stealing all our information and everything.
Zuckerberg?
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of negativity in this world, you know? I just feel like we should really be giving voice to that. For those of you regular folk, I am amongst you.
We're all regular folk.
Yeah, I said I amongst you. I think if you just do a little research every day, read the news, if you find or come across someone's heroic, heroic deed, just give it some voice so people remember that name. Like this guy, Michael Davidson, amazing firefighter, great father. May he rest in peace. I feel bad for everyone that he left behind. And hell,
they gotta do something about those salaries, man.
What?
Firemen, NYPD, teachers,
everything.
All
Especially teachers, firemen, and police officers.
You gotta raise it.
You know, it all comes back to that. I was actually having an argument, not an argument, like a debate with my sister. And my sister is very she's
opinionated?
Very, not opinionated, like, what is it, leftist?
Liberal?
She's liberal. She's kind of liberal-ish. And I'm not, so I don't know how else to put that. So she was telling me about this female that was giving voice because her friends were shot in the school shooting. I think you've seen her on Facebook. She's bald and she's been voicing.
Sinead O'Connor.
Mm-hmm. What?
Sinead O'Connor.
Oh, I didn't know her name, but
that's not her name. That's a famous Irish singer who has the same haircut as her.
You can't make jokes that nobody gets.
Everybody gets it except for you.
Fucking room. I'm in this fucking. I gotta get the joke. I got it. It's me. You
got the joke. Look, he's lighting up.
Fuck you, black.
He's lighting up.
Anyway, he's green. He has to light up. Anyway.
I'm green if I was blue.
What was that? If I'm green, I'm blue.
It's
fucked up, buddy.
I know. I did it on purpose.
Eiffel 65 just died. They went down to
Eiffel 65.
It's Eiffel.
Eiffel.
In this house, it's Eiffel.
Eiffel Tower.
I know. Go Eiffel yourself.
Anyway, yes, I know what you're talking about.
So anyway, let me get into it. So we were debating, and my sister was like, because I was like, I don't think it's gun regulations that's going to solve this. And my sister right away jumped down my door. She's like, what do you think? Guns are not the problem? What do you think? Guns are not... I'm like, well, take it easy.
Whoa.
First off, take it easy.
Take it easy.
Grab the gabagool, take it easy. That's it. I said like this. I said, yes, I'm all for gun control. I really believe in it. I mean, no harm can come from stricter gun rules, honestly. No... Have your guns, just have stricter rules. But I feel like it's a much larger problem than this. My sister said, oh yeah, what do you think it is? I said, honestly, we need human regulation. We need people regulation. I said, where did that kid come from? She's like,